Hello, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. We're going to use the Thelema Tarot for this reading. I do need to have a change of oracle decks, so that will be on my agenda today, I think. All right, just give me a moment while we put some energy into these cards. Everybody's been saying to me this week how they felt very confused by the moon at the moment. Sometimes the moon affects us in different ways. Sometimes I forget there's a full moon and I have trouble sleeping, so my sleep tends to get very light around the full moon and I feel like I can't quite get into a deep sleep, and then I usually know. And for other people it manifests in different ways. But this week most of the comments I've had are around confusion more than anything else. It hasn't been, I'm feeling tired or I feel cranky or I feel teary. This one's been a lot of confusion. And I feel like there are great changes coming through. Like there's this energy of a big shift coming. And usually when I feel like that, it's a big shift. What do I mean by a big shift? I feel like sometimes when we have a big shift, I feel the earth move. Maybe that's what they meant when they sang that song. But it's almost like the whole planet shifts in energy and you can feel it physically. Sometimes I've woken up in the night and it's felt like something has completely moved underneath me. Some sort of big shift is coming, and I feel with all of the energy and all the readings being, twin flame readings and unions and things coming together, there's sort of this energy of, I feel like it's a union of the planet rather than just single unions. And I've had a lot of people who are coming together in relationships, and many people do comment on the channel. But there's very much this energy of people meeting the right person or the person that they feel is right for them after a long period of time. Three of Wands jumping out on me here. So I know a lot of people are waiting. I know a lot of people have already moved into union. And there are also a lot of people who are shifting to soulmates or shifting to other relationships as well. So there's definitely a feeling that something's happening, but I feel like the energy seems to be confusing people. So if you're feeling confused, don't worry. Seems to be very much what this moon's brought through. It's just different to what it's been before. Well, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Hang on a second, I've got a hair here. But there is an energy of balance here with the Temperance. Now, what I want to say to you is the Temperance card is the card of divine timing. So it could be for many of you that you are being told that things are moving forward in your direction or moving forward for you. But the Temperance card is about us being in balance. It's about things in the universe starting to come into balance. What that means is we are starting to vibrate at very similar levels. So a lot of people starting to understand that we are all part of the same energy. I feel people understanding. I knew years ago, it was shown to me by spirit many, many years ago, that we were all made up of the same energy. A long time before people started talking about it. This energy, this vibration that we're all vibrating at, and things vibrate at different levels, even solid things. So there's always been this energy, but I feel like that energy is starting to become very much combined. And I know some people don't really understand that we are all part of that same energy. So very often, like with readings and things like that, I have people say, how come it's happening for everybody at the moment? It may not be happening for everybody, but it's certainly happening for a fairly large proportion of people, because we are all part of a collective. So we're all part of a same energy. And if people are already vibrating in that energy or at that vibration, then things are starting to move here very, very quickly. And I feel this is why it's sort of confusing energy. There, with the Three of Pentacles, I always feel that there's an energy of people working on themselves and putting effort into improving themselves, and trying to discard the things that hold that energy back from reaching the vibration it needs to be at. So if you're working on past, and everybody is at the moment, everybody I speak to, everybody I read for, people are all trying to understand how to work with those energies in their shadows, how to tame their inner demons, tame their beasts, whatever you'd like to say. The Three of Pentacles is also for me about soul contracts. It's very much about you understanding before you even came to the planet that you've made some sort of agreement here with the universe, spirit, God, whatever your energy that you, I sort of want to say whatever energy you believe in. It's probably deeper than that, but whatever energy, whether it's your higher self, whether it's spirit, universe, whatever you believe in, you're moving toward that. You're starting to understand that. You're becoming in union with yourself, I want to say. So you're bringing yourself into union to bring yourself into union to match the energy of the universe. So for many of you, this does mean that you're putting down some of the burdens you've carried for a very long time. These could be burdens from your childhood, burdens of belief that do not serve you anymore, understanding the traditions and the ideas that we live by on this earth that aren't really serving us anymore. Some of the ones we are seeing break down are around, obviously, people who are different, minority groups, patriarchy. We're seeing a lot of those being sort of challenged nowadays, and it is bringing around a huge change in the world. We are facing higher levels of power that we're still fighting for, and you can see that still with other cultures, and you can see it predominantly, especially here in Australia, with the energy of feminine and masculine being brought into balance. So we're seeing a lot of now people, and I don't want to say just women because it is predominantly women, there's no doubt about that whatsoever, but it's more about the feminine energy. So I think that's far greater than just talking about women, but we can see that breaking down now. We are all equal. Doesn't matter which way you look at it, we are all equal. We are all part of the same energy. And the fact that we treat each other differently is really not in line with what we're supposed to be doing or what we're meant to be doing as a collective. So people putting burdens down here. There is some sort of energy here. Look, see meditation. There are a lot of people who are going through some sort of process here to bring them into a divine union. I'd laugh if the Two of Cups was behind that. Because the Lovers card came out in the What's Cracking reading. There are a lot of people being brought into union with people who are already starting to align with the collective. People who are starting to understand how to put down. This is why I feel like it's confusing. People who are allowing themselves to move into the energy, and it's becoming a little confusing because the energy feels a little different for some people. But you're moving into the collective because we're starting to understand we are all part of the same energy, and some of these things over time that we've accepted as who we are. And I feel like we're a greater portion of the community, a far greater portion, but so many people still fighting the energy of denial, the energy of ego. So I feel like you are being brought into alignment to align you with somebody who's going to work with you, because as a union, as pairs, as couples, we have far more power when we're supporting each other. And this is really evident in, if you're doing spiritual work, if you get together with a group of people, this is why often you're asked to, join groups to learn how to become spiritual, because when you're in a group of people, your power is tenfold. So if we have everybody in union with somebody who is in alignment with the universe, you have so much more power as two than you had as one. So it'd be interesting to see how it all goes. Talking of twos, Two of Pentacles coming through. So the Two of Pentacles is a card that talks about balance. And we can see this person balancing on their little bike here. This is someone trying to balance out something, generally to make a decision with the Two of Pentacles. But what the decision is they've got to make is of a very, very equal balance. So it usually means that the two things you're tossing up are very similar, or even quite the same. But this person is trying to sort of turn their back on their emotions here. They know something's coming. They know they need to make a decision, but they are trying really hard to keep their emotions out of the equation and be very practical about this decision. But it's taking a lot of balance. Sometimes this can be the decision between head and heart. It can also be the decision between two things. You might have two jobs to choose from, two people to choose from. It could be that you're going to purchase something and you have two very good offers, maybe for a house. All right, so we have the Six of Swords here with the World card. Somebody's looking at moving away from something else. They're understanding something here. Wow, this is very, very straightforward here. You have somebody in the process of making a decision whether to move away from something, close it down. They know that they can hear the call of the universe here with the Judgment card. They are being called to move towards something here. But in order to move towards something, there needs to be some sort of decision made, because this person has to move away from something else here with the Six of Swords. They have to understand something has to be closed. There's a cycle that needs closing here. But the Six of Swords for me is all about, well, okay, I've been in this situation for a long time. I've learned all my lessons. It's time for me to go. That is the Six of Swords energy. I may have been in a very troubling situation because I had to learn these lessons. But now I can take them with me and move into calmer waters because I know this is the direction I need to go in. So this person is starting to understand how to align with their purpose. This is someone who needs to close down some sort of situation. The World card says there is this energy here of understanding something has to be completed in order for the next thing to come through. Okay, I'm trying to work out what the elements are here. Someone's hearing the call. This is the universe saying, people, it's time. It's time to rise up now. It's time to move forward with the Judgment card. All right, we have the Six of Cups with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody is coming back here. Somebody is making a decision to move towards a person that they know is their person. This is a very slow process because this person is still toying between the energy of being called here and the energy of the 3D, and that's very evident in the Five of Wands today. This is somebody going backwards and forwards like the Two of Pentacles here in their head. Somebody who's still understanding that they have a greater purpose, that they are connected to something much more powerful, and that is becoming more and more evident. It's calling them more and more, but they're having issues still trying to separate here. This is the confusion you're all feeling. The confusion between what is and what should be here. But I feel like your person is moving very, very slowly here. All right, so we have the Ten of Pentacles with the Empress and the High Priestess. Wow. Okay, so there's quite a few major arcanas here. Somebody is tuning into their intuition here. Somebody is starting to follow the call of the universe and understand that they have to. These are all major arcanas. They are understanding they have to close something down because something is calling them here towards their divine feminine. So you may be somebody that you're dealing with here who's starting to understand this call, this drive, this compulsion towards the person they're meant to be with. It's very, very much with the Empress here. So you've got someone who's going backwards and forwards here, trying to make some sort of decision. So there's one decision here on whether to move away from other things in the past, other situations, moving towards someone. This person may not necessarily know you yet. So it isn't that everybody already knows the person they're going to end up with. But there's a call here from the other person to finish up what they need to finish up in their lives. This is the determination to move towards somebody here. This is the decision to understand that something greater, something is drawing them towards somebody that they're meant to be with here. Somebody who knows that moving in this direction, and they know that this is their abundance. This is what they're moving towards. But the High Priestess tells me this person is learning to tune into the intuition here and leave behind this energy here of the ego, old things, old ways of doing, old ways of being. This is the confusion people are feeling. And it's about leaving something behind, making some sort of decision here to leave things behind and move forward for the greater good here with the High Priestess. Okie dokie, let's pull an oracle card. There it is. Oh, look, I'd love $1 for every time this happens, right? Because I pulled the blood dance out and we've already read that for the What's Cracking reading. And it blows me out that I do that so often. Okay, so we have the devotion to the small, which is the one I'm going to read, which may be a very general sort of message here. She bows, she honours growth. She sees that within the smallest flower there is the teaching of the earth, the gospel of Gaia, the mystery of life demonstrated. She recognizes that she too is of nature, subject to the mysteries of growth and life, that in honoring nature, in taking pleasure in life, she opens her heart to allow greater creation to happen through her. This is the feminine wisdom alive in men and women with open hearts. That's what you're doing here, you see. Oh. Okay. There is an innate wisdom within you that understands this devotion to the Earth Mother as an important step in fulfilling your spiritual destiny on this planet. She is speaking to you now, letting you know that there is a small change happening, something that is growing within you that you may recognize but not think is so important. Yet she tells you now that it's very significant. Soon you will see what you thought was a seed to yield a single flower is actually blossoming into a lush garden of manifestation. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Gratitude and love for the small changes happening are leading you into fullness that you can only dream of. Enjoy. The message of this oracle for you is that your blossoming is occurring now, and the Earth Mother has gratitude for your presence within her being, for the work you are doing to help other human beings. She asks for you to surrender any concern you have to her, to let her creative power continue to gently guide you to the rightful place in the world, so that you may shine as you were born to do, in service of the evolution of this planet. She is helping you now. Trust her. My goodness, I feel like crying. I am going to read you the poem. It's only short, and it says, "A flower is a poem that tells you the truth of a thought in the fragrance of a dream, as fleeting as heartbeat, as lasting as memory. A flower is a poem that tells you the truth of a thought in the fragrance of a dream, as fleeting as a heartbeat, as lasting as a memory. I will leave you with it. Thank you.